The trucking industry is no stranger to hardship. Long hours, isolation, and relentless pressure have shaped the lives of drivers for decades.
Being out on the road, unless you've got family to spend your day on the phone with, it can get pretty lonely. Sometimes you just need another human being to talk to, and everybody needs someone to vent at, even if it's just the little things. Good morning, drivers. Just want to remind you that the chapel will open in 15 minutes. Services are at 8:30. And we do have free coffee and a nice warm building to sit in. Thank you.
Just off I-80 near Cheyenne, Wyoming sits one of thousands of truck stops across the country. Tucked beside the Sapp Brothers Travel Center is the Coffee Pot Bible Fellowship, a small chapel for truckers and travelers, run by Alan and Christy Mady. Alan's a professional driver himself, and Christy works with special needs adults. They met just behind the chapel years ago.
When I got out of the Marine Corps, I was in California. I was driving home to Pennsylvania, and I stopped here at the Sapp Brothers truck stop to grab a Pepsi and a candy bar, and
I kept him.
Yeah, I should have been an axe murderer, or maybe she should have been.
The odds of two people meeting at a truck stop and being okay 30 plus years later is probably not statistically high.
It was Easter Sunday, and the chapel opened its doors at 8:30 a.m. For drivers still out on the road, the Madys streamed the service online.
Welcome to Coffee Pot Bible Fellowship here in Sapp Brothers Truck Stop in Cheyenne, Wyoming. And I'll remind everybody watching online that we'd love to have you come through the doors and come see us. It came out that I used to drive truck, and I was asked if I'd want to be part of a truck stop chapel. And at first I was like, well, no, not really. That doesn't sound like anything I'd want. But I ended up coming out here and volunteering a couple nights a week with the chaplain, and then when he retired, I was asked to take over, and I probably would have jumped on a little quicker knowing what I know now, but hindsight's always 20/20. We had a couple of locals that were here. They come almost every Sunday morning, but we actually didn't have any truck drivers out here today.
Parking lot was empty, so that was good. That means they're at home.
Hopefully means they're home. So today, as we're celebrating Easter, I want to bring a message that meets you right where you are. Whether you're hauling up the East Coast, rolling across I-80, or parked at a truck stop for a little bit of rest, this message is for you, because today is Resurrection Sunday. It's called Easter, which is a day of hope, victory, and life. There are definitely a lot less chapels now than there used to be. I don't know any specifics behind it. I don't know the whys, but it was just a major support system and uplifting experience for me to be able to go in and be with other people that believe the same way and just get a little bit of encouragement for the rest of the week.
Truck stop chapels can be found across the United States. This map shows the 60 or so locations operated by Truck Stop Ministries, a nonprofit network of these chapels. The Coffee Pot Bible Fellowship is independently operated by a local church in Cheyenne. The official number of chapels across the country is unknown.
They appreciate having a place where they can come in, maybe blow off a little bit of steam, maybe ask for prayer, maybe ask for a little bit of counseling, ask for a little bit of advice, sometimes just to talk, free cup of coffee. It is the Coffee Pot Bible Fellowship after all. So we always have coffee available or coffee on.
The Madys have run the chapel for about 5 years. The modest building houses a kitchen, an office, and a back room where Christy handcrafts decals for the fellowship.
The previous chaplain had a 48-foot tractor trailer that he was doing things in, and then he was given this building and made it a lot more convenient, a lot more room for items, a lot more room to be able to sit and comfortably talk to people. As a truck driver, it is a lonely life. It's a life where for years people were expected to skirt the law, if not outright break it. I personally feel that as a Christian with a Christian testimony, you should be trying to avoid that. You should be trying to run within the limits of the law. And some drivers, when I mention that to them, they ask how that's possible. So we can sit down and we can talk about it.
The mental toll of being a professional driver has been well documented, although it rarely makes national headlines. Trucker chapels offer a place to speak openly about these struggles.
Truck driving is a lonely road, both physically and spiritually. Spend long hours away from family and away from your church, facing dangers on the highways, fatigue, and the daily pressures of delivering the load on time. Maybe you've seen more sunrises in your mirrors than most people see in their entire lifetimes. But I want to tell you something this Easter morning, you're not alone.
You have the ones that, in their downtime, they fill it with different habits they can pick up off the internet. Pornography's been an issue we've come across, gambling. If it's something that can make people feel, or I guess in some cases not feel like themselves for a little while, it's probably an issue more in truck driving than you'd see it in a regular day-to-day where there's a lot more social interaction.
Just try to remind them that even though they're out here by themselves on the road, there are people that love them. They've got family somewhere. Even if they're not blood relatives, family, everybody has a family. If you hurt yourself in any way, you're going to affect that family, even if it's not blood. You're going to hurt somebody else. It's not always just you. Everybody here in the building, everybody watching online, even later, maybe today you feel like you've been driving through life and you've got a load of guilt, shame, and doubt. Maybe you think you've too far gone. You've been out of church way too long. Maybe you've been running hard trying to fill that emptiness, trying to put in more miles, music, or even substances that you shouldn't be using. Anything to keep your mind off of the silence. But Easter is God's reminder that that silence was broken. You don't need to be sitting in a pew to meet Jesus. He rides with you in the cab, He keeps you on the road at night, and He longs to dwell in your heart. I think any of it can be remedied. Whether a chapel will be involved in that, it's hard to say, but if you really think about it, those same issues are out there in every job. Truck driving is a little more noticeable because when a truck driver does it, it could cause a death. We see stories of serious wrecks involving trucks every single day of the week, and some of those are preventable. Some of them were because of driver behavior. Whether chapels can do anything about it, to some extent we can, but in the long run, it's driver responsibility. I'll extend a helping hand, but you can't drag someone out. To know that we helped someone with any kind of issue that, it doesn't even have to be spiritual now. In the long run, that's what I'm hoping for, to reach people spiritually. But in the short run, just being able to help anyone emotionally is a bonus.